So when I got done with the retreats, I said to my friend, these people keep saying I should write a book, but I don't know how. So she said, well, you love retreats, Google writers retreats. So I Googled writers retreats, and I found a lady named Gabrielle Pelicci in West Palm Beach, and went and did a weekend with her. And she talks that healing is medicine. And, we think that by taking these pills, they're going to make us feel better. And most of the time, the pills that we take stuff the feelings down, but writing brings it up and gets it out.
That's good.
That story doesn't define who I am. It defines certain moments. So I had to write 50 different stories, and that was hard because I had to whittle it down to 10. So we write these 10 stories and put them all together, and the reason that I wanted to write the book was because I recognized that there's an inner child inside of all of us. And I read a book by Jack Canfield, and the first line of the book says, what role did you play in any failed relationship? You had said it earlier, and I was someone who blamed other people. It was always your fault. It was always your fault. It was always your fault. And then I said to myself, who's the common denominator in all these failed relationships? Me. I'm the one. And even though that might be the case, who's driving the bus? That's the name of the book, by the way, too. I recognize that a lot of these failed relationships, it wasn't me as a conscious adult speaking. It was the wounded little boy inside of me who, when things would happen, this fire would burn. I would get angry. So the reason I keep saying that to you guys is I wrote a poem called The Fire That Burns Inside. And how I connected this is anytime I'm in a stressful situation, I'm not getting my way, something's happening, this fire starts burning in my chest. That's my body talking to me. But which part of me is talking? Now that I understand that fire is that little boy inside me who's scared, who's confused, who's mad, when I feel that fire, what would you tell a child what do you tell your son when he falls down or he starts crying?
Or I tell him, are you okay? Are you all right? Are you hurt?
Perfect. When's the last time you said that to yourself? We talk to random strangers better than we talk to ourselves.
100%.
We tell random strangers, good morning, you look nice today.
We don't say good morning to ourselves.
Correct. We don't ever look in the mirror and be like, man, I look good. I did before I came out here to do this podcast. I didn't do that 5 years ago because I didn't think that I needed that. Everybody needs to hear positive things.
100%.
Everybody needs positivity in their life. So I wrote the book to bring attention to the sensations in your body. For me, again, it's that fire in my chest is telling me that it's that part of myself that needs to be healed. It's that part of it is my duty and my responsibility to take care of my needs. I have been an adult longer than I have been a child. But a lot of times, if I'm not getting my way, I go back to my childhood ways. And what does a child do when they're in pain? They yell and they scream and they cry.
They want attention.
They want attention. And what I realize is whether it's the person at the restaurant or it's a family member, if somebody is yelling or screaming at you, it's not about you, it's about them.
Yeah.
They need to be consoled. So once I put all these pieces together, I realized that it takes practice. And they say, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. I don't have that much time in my day. But I do realize that I get up every morning and I brush my teeth. And before I go to bed every night, I brush my teeth. Why? Because I want my smile to be beautiful and I want it to be healthy. Well, why can I spend 5 minutes a day brushing my teeth, but I don't spend 5 minutes a day on my mind?
Yeah.
So
that's good.
I started practicing gratitude, and I spend 5 minutes every day asking myself, first questions in the morning, what am I grateful for? Second question, what would make me happy today? what you'll start to realize as you do these practices is you are the conductor of the symphony of your own life.
Yeah.
There are no rules in this life. Anything that you want, you can have. But you have to believe that you're worthy of it. You have to believe that you can have it. So by writing in the journal, what do I want today? You start this inertia in the world of drawing to you what you want. A lot of people use the word manifestation. And then at the third prompt of it is I am. For a lot of people who are not familiar, the power of I am basically states you are who you tell yourself you are. So every morning I write, I am a beautiful gift to the universe. I am a wonderful speaker. I am a good singer. These are all things that I have to tell myself every day because there's nobody else going to tell me them.
That's right.
And then at the close of every day, I write, what am I grateful for? And what you start to realize is the stuff that you asked for starts to come true. Mm-hmm. The stuff that you wanted just magically appears. So I had gone through a bunch of different journals, and I said, you know what? I want the journal to be my way. So I got with Gabby again after the book was done, and I said, hey, it's one thing to discover these 3 parts of self. It's another thing to know what to do to start to heal them. So for people who may not be able to afford a therapist or other different alternative therapies, this is a chance for you to slowly make your dreams come true. And it's hard. It's hard every day to think positive thoughts. When people see me now, they're like, you're so different. What? You used to be mean and angry, and now all you do is smile. Yeah, because there's a lot of wonderful things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
And now I spend all my time focusing on all the things that I have instead of the things that I don't have. And I wish that for everybody also.
Wow. Ooh, that was powerful.
Thank you.
That was absolutely powerful. You know, I've heard you share these before in our coaching sessions, and it's so much more powerful hearing it just flow from you. Mm-hmm. Because you are a wonderful speaker. You are, and you know, I've told you that from the get-go.
Yeah, I know.
I told you have it, right? And even it's more than it is about anything that we think we want to be. When we step into that, as I've seen you step into this, I've seen you step into, I'm an author. I've seen you step into, I've now created this. I've seen you step into the things that you say you're going to do. Mm-hmm. And so, first of all, shout out to you, man.
Thank you.
Because I have witnessed somebody who is a gift to the world. So when you say that, I believe that.
I believe it too.
Yeah, I really do. I believe
we are all gifts to the world.
That's right. We're all gifts to the world. And this book, this gratitude journal, one, you know, where can people find this? Like, where does somebody go to get this?
The number one place where all of us shop, Amazon, can be delivered to your house in 48 hours.
Or they can go to Andrew Mychal, right?
Correct.
.com as well. Andrew, as we kind of wrap up this time, and somebody's watching this, they're listening to this, someone's sharing it, someone's coming across your page. Give us, you know, some words or some thoughts that you want to leave us with, that, because there's just so much you said. You talked about intuition. You talked about 4 parts of self. You talked about the journey of authenticity. You've talked about, you know, feeling safe and having this awareness and stepping into gratitude. There's so many nuggets that I can take from you. But if there was one thing that you wanted me to walk away with, and you're saying, go do this. If you do this, right, this is where you start. Because, you know, it's easy to get on the journey. It's harder to stay on the path, right? Everybody's on a journey. Not everybody's on the right path. And so give us some last thoughts that you have that'll keep us on that journey.
So I'll leave with this. One of my favorite lines is, "What's the definition of insanity?"
Yeah.
Do you know the answer?
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Most of my life was insanity. I did the same things over and over with the same people, wanting a different life, wanting a different result. It wasn't until I did something as extreme as spending 7 days in silence. I understand that everybody can do that, but the whole point is if you want a different life, then you have to do something different. So for me, again, that was spending time in silence. But the biggest thing that I can tell people is, please get out your pen and piece of paper, is ask yourself these 4 soul questions. Who am I? What do I want? How can I be of service? And what is my purpose? And ask yourself those questions every day and write those questions out every day until you get the answers, because that's your starting point. And I said it earlier, there are no rules in this world. If you wanted to be an architect as a little kid and your parents told you you couldn't be, there's plenty of time. Go back to school. Do something that really brings you joy. Time goes really, really fast. And the sooner you can find your gift and share it with the world, the better the world will be and the happier you will be. So that's my hope for humanity, is that everyone realizes that they have a unique gift inside them. Find your gift of what makes you happy and share it with the world.